are already initiated, you should already know what this is. And for those of you that are, just chill. See, we're gonna get to the other stuff here in a minute. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So before we do anything else, vibe. Yeah. Oh, Heath. How you doing, brother? Phyllis. Oh, I know you feel this. Hannah. I see you up on the late night hike. See, we got this super new moon in Pisces, and you can't see the moon, but you can definitely feel it. Just let that vibe seep in. Like that. Yeah. We're gonna take just a few more minutes to let a few more people trickle in. And then we're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty. And see, tonight, the nitty-gritty is gonna consist of us going through the transits, us talking for a few minutes about the aspects that might be affecting you. And then we're gonna open the floor up. Yeah. Did you miss me? I ain't dead. And they ain't got your boy yet. See, we're just smack dab in the middle of this Sati. And for those of you that aren't familiar, Sati is a 7-year karmic period where Saturn is conjunct to your moon. And it just so happens that I'm right in the middle of that peak phase. So it's hitting hard. So I'm not comfortable. I'm not having fun. But I'm also at the peak of my creative energy. Now, y'all make sure y'all hit that motherfucking like button. Like right now. And if you here and you ain't gonna hit the like button, what the fuck are you here for? What the fuck are you doing? You creeping? You hating? You swag sucking? As you can see, I got plenty to spare. Just vibe. And if you haven't smiled yet today, now will be the perfect time to do so. Like right now. And if you can't find a smile for yourself, I'm here to be the smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, all I am is the smile on your face. All I am is the motherfucking vibe. Just let that motherfucking Pisces moon hit you. Yeah. See, that Pisces moon is timeless. It's ageless, it's spaceless. It's something that only exists in a vibe. Thus is me. So I'm telling y'all now, for the next few months, things gonna be a little different than usual. I'm gonna be coming on the late night hype. We gotta creep. Cause we smack dab in the middle of that Sade Sati. Yeah. We gonna get through this together. Shit. As Saturn creeps closer to Pisces, we're gonna get into a more serious vibe. But we still vibing nonetheless. And as Pluto is stuck in that anoretic 29th degree of Capricorn, shit ain't gonna be easy. But on the other end of that, you end up being like a good piece of leather. That means you're well put together. Yeah, like this. Yeah, I'm back. And that means I gotta come a little harder. That means we gotta go a little deeper. Yeah. So from now on, Rodrigo is gonna be a late night creeper. I'm not at home. I'm not comfortable. But I ain't dead. I'm living. I am the vibe. You are the vibe. And together we're alive. Yeah. It's about that time. Oh, I needed this. And you probably didn't know it, but you needed this. Heath, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't been watching movies, baby. I don't think you caught me just a second ago. I'm smack dab in the middle of this Sade Sati. I ain't watching no movies, baby. My life is a movie, baby. And it ain't no comedy. Lilith is in Leo, so it's a drama. We're gonna talk about it here in just a second. Just let that vibe hit you first. See, got dark. See, when the moon is in Pisces, the vibe is the most important part. The rest comes naturally. If you're not in the right vibe, you could easily get confused. No. I ain't gonna let you get confused, baby. Yeah. That's right. And before I go any further, I want to thank everybody for their love and support, man. I've been into some dark places in the last few weeks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've had to face myself because I've been alone. Not by choice, but by force. And in doing so, I've been humbled. I've definitely been humble spiritually. For me, it's real easy to get up on my high horse. I am divinely gifted. There's no doubt about that. But I'm also incredibly conflicted. That's also a certain truth. And I've had to go back and face my past. And a lot of the judgments that I've placed on other people over the last few years have kind of came back and reflected me right in my face. Because I obviously was in a place that wasn't real. It was a delusion. So I had to go look myself in my past right in the eye and realize that, hey man, no matter how far you've come, you still got a long way to go. And you ain't never high and mighty to the point where you don't need no motherfucking help. See, I had felt like I had kind of gotten to a place where it was like, hey, I don't need to ask anybody for help. I don't need to look for anybody else for any inspiration or even any practical help, because I am the person that gives help. I am the person that has the answers. I am the person that's right spiritually. But see, in doing that, I also got into an egotistical place to where all of these gifts that I have and the place that I was in my life, or where I really still am, it was connected to my ego, which means it was also taken away from my spirituality for a second. And so what it really came down to is, hey man, you can get put into a place just like that. And I did get put to a place just like that, to where all of a sudden I needed help from other people. And all of a sudden, the same people that I kind of was not looking down on, but the people that I thought I was in a better place than in life, were gonna have to help me. Like my sister. You know, I feel like I half-assed owe my little sister a public apology. Because I lived in my place far away from where she was living, and I thought my sister was in this really horrible place spiritually and just struggling with addiction. And I thought my sister was just, you know, doing really bad in life. And in contrary, I thought I was doing really good in life compared to my situation. But in the situation that I've gotten put in, I had to go back to where I was home at and be around my sister and actually have to ask my sister for help and actually see that my sister's doing fantastic. My sister is really doing better than I am spiritually at this point right now, because I got put into a situation to where I started doubting myself for a few weeks there. And so my sister, as soon as she got around me, and my sister's a Sagittarius sun with a Virgo moon, as soon as she got around me, she's like, bro, why didn't you ask me for help from the beginning? Bro, why didn't you tell me that you were in this situation? Like, I could have been helping you right off the rip. Hey, what's up, Taurus Divine Warrior? And I'm kind of like, I didn't think you could help me. And she's like, why would you think I couldn't help you? And why would you not ask me for help? Like, I'm your little sister, but this is who I am. This is what we do. I'm the first person you should have come to when you were in a situation, and you would have seen right off the rip that whatever people say about me or whatever you think about me was wrong as fuck, and I'm gonna do whatever I can. And even if I wasn't in the right place, I would get in the right place because you're my motherfucking brother, and that's what I am. So you got into a place where your ass was so high and mighty where you thought I couldn't help you. And I'm kind of like, and so I had to humble myself. I had to humble myself. It was crazy. It's like, man, you are so spiritual, but what do you have faith in? And that's a question that I always have to ask myself because I have Saturn in Sagittarius. You know, I'm definitely a spiritual person because I don't know anything else. But what do I really have faith in? Not much. And that's something I struggle with. And man, here I am. Kind of stuck into a place where I have a home, but I cannot go there. There's nothing wrong with me and my family personally, or me and my lady personally, or me and my kids. There's nothing wrong with us in our relationship. We're great. It's just I am forced to take care of a legal situation that has forced me to be away from my house. And so, as much as I wish I could be home and in a comfortable place, what's crazy is with Saturn being conjunct to my moon, I can't go home. I have to handle this. And so, it is forcing me to kind of have faith in the situation, to have faith in my bonds with people. It has forced me to humble myself and ask for help. Like, it's crazy. No, I'm a Pisces moon. I have Saturn coming into a conjunction with my moon. You're at what they would call the setting phase of Sati, Taurus, the divine warrior. Which just basically means that you've kind of seen the worst parts of this Saturn-Moon conjunction, and you're coming out the other end of that Sati. Where I'm in the peak phase of that Sati, where that shit is building up, and Saturn is coming closer and closer to this conjunction with my moon, because my moon is at 8 degrees of Pisces. But Vedically, it would be coming into like 20 degrees or 22 degrees. You get what I'm saying? Of Aquarius. But either way, I'm in that peak phase of Sati. And as I've explained, as crazy as it is, and ironic as it is, and dead and spot on as it is, I can't go home. I have a home, but I cannot go there. Like, I have a legal situation that is threatening my freedom, that I'm having to address actively. And I haven't done anything wrong. This is something from years ago. years ago that I never even thought about, but here it back is. Karma, Sade, Sati. Here we are together. Like, I'm straight. Because I understand. I understand the karmic implications of all of this. Because that also means that my lifestyle is so different, and I've matured to a point in my life that once I take care of this shit, once I get through this shit, no matter how long it takes, I'm done. My life is completely different because I don't live that lifestyle. I'll never get in trouble again. I'll never fuck around again. Because that's not even me anymore. This shit that I'm dealing with now has nothing to do with who I am now. It's from several years ago. I've changed. I help thousands of people all over the world now. But here I am. My life and my livelihood in jeopardy. And I have no other choice but to address it. I have no other choice also but to rely on the gifts that I have, to rely on my spirituality, to rely on the connections that I have. There's Saturn, there's the moon in Pisces. It's all there. And for you that ask what Sade Sati is, which I'm going to be talking about over the next few months or maybe the next year or so. Sade Sati, as I explained, is a 7.5-year period where Saturn is hanging around your moon. And so it goes through 3 phases Vedically, which will be the rising phase, the peak phase, and the setting phase. The rising phase is as it's getting closer, and it, you know, goes through retrogrades and it'll move back away from. So it's not as hard, but it's when life is just kind of seeing a lot of changes, that rising phase. You're starting to see a lot of changes in your life, and things are starting to get crazy, and you might move, you might, you know, see your health becoming more interesting. You might see yourself like change spiritually or make a drastic change in your character like I did. Like, I totally got away from addictions. I totally got away from things that weren't right for me spiritually. I tuned into my spiritual gifts. I moved across the country. Like, I changed my life completely. But then comes that peak phase, where that shit is in a direct conjunction, or in the same house, at least, within 25, 27 degrees at all times of your moon. And that's when life is getting really hard. And as Saturn came right into that, that's when things got crazy for me. My sister died. Saturn came into a conjunction with my moon, and it got in within 25, 26 degrees of my moon. And then my sister just died from drug use, unfortunately. And what's ironic is Pisces is involved. And then me going to address whatever happened with my sister triggered this situation legally, to where when I get back, it's like, hey, bro, there's this situation now that you have to handle, and if you don't handle it, hey, you looking at being gone a long time. And you ain't did nothing wrong, but hey, karma keeps count. Karma keeps count. And that's what it is. And then with the setting phase of Sade Sati, what you have is you're going to have where you've kind of been through all that shit. Life is still kind of crazy, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Things are changing. You've gotten stronger. You've seen the lessons, but you still having to deal. But on the other end of this is this incredible maturation. And what's crazy about me is at the same time I'm going through this Sade Sati with Saturn being conjunct to my moon, I also have Pluto opposite to my Mercury. And then with Pluto also being opposite to my Mercury, Pluto is also going to come into a square with my natal Pluto. And then as that's happening, Saturn is going to go from being conjunct to my moon in Pisces to then being conjunct to my Jupiter in Pisces, which it goes from being in my 5th house conjunct to my moon to being in my 6th house conjunct to Jupiter. And that's a whole different problem because that represents stress, probably bringing about health issues, unfortunately. And that's my own stress through me not taking care of myself, or me not addressing situations, or me being, you know, around 35 to 40 years old and me just having to take my health a lot more seriously. So all of this stuff is happening together. And I'm having a North Node conjunction at the same time within the next year. So I'm just at an incredibly karmic point in my life to where I can't escape it. I'm having to address a whole bunch of different things at the same time. And if I can put my motherfucking big boy pants on and address it in a healthy way spiritually, then I'm going to come out on the other side of this somebody that's going to be able to even expand this, what we're doing together, to a whole different place. But if I try to escape it, if I get myself lost in addictions, which is easy for me to do with the Pisces moon and with Jupiter in Pisces. It's incredibly easy for me to start worrying and stressing about this shit and fucking start doing drugs or start drinking way too much, which I've already been drinking a little bit more than I usually do here recently. And then that becomes a mechanism for me not coping. And then that builds into a depression or a self-doubt that not only stifles my gifts and my spirituality, but it also puts me in a place to where I'm moving sloppily. And once I'm moving sloppily, it changes everything. It's a story I've seen play out several times in my life before. So, that is what it is, man. Hey, what's up, B? But together, we gonna work through this. So for y'all that ask about Sati, what Sati is Sati is for everybody that has a Pisces moon. This Saturn in Pisces is gonna be different for you. This next couple of years is gonna bring a little bit more stress or more depressed situations to your life a little bit. Unfortunately. But it's also a time of incredible growth in your life. It's also an opportunity for you to see yourself evolve past what you once were and grow into something that's a lot more mature and powerful. So yes, what's crazy is you are exactly right, Mona May, is I've been really searching for what I'm supposed to do in these times like this. And with Saturn being in my 5th house and coming into that conjunction with my Pisces moon, not only does that kind of bring a different vibe to my vibe, but what it also means is, A, the only way to get through this is to tune into the same things that Saturn is placing fears and doubts with. So that means I need to tune into my divine gifts, those things that make me special with my moon being in Pisces in my 5th house. That's what I need to do. The way to get through this is to start helping people, to tap into my gifts. Since I'm here by myself, I have no other choice now but to work. And now that I do have a safe space that I can work in for the next month or two, then guess what? Then I can go ahead and really tap into my gifts here. And through that, through working with y'all and through tapping into my spirituality and trusting that will help me get through this in a way that only spirituality could. But I'm gonna have to differentiate between faith and fear sometimes. Now, we're finna talk about what's going on cosmically. All right. So, we got the sun at 2 degrees of Pisces. And let me tell you something. See, I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, it's Pisces season. Time to get delusional and get wasted. No, 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 no. This should not be a time of confusion. Instead, you get divinely inspired and get creative. The sun is in Pisces. You should be able to tap into a creativity within yourself that goes beyond confusion. It's about divine inspiration. Now with the moon is at 15 degrees of Pisces. And with the moon in Pisces, vibration is everything. That means you have to make sure that you're putting yourself in the right environment. And sometimes with Pisces moon, the right environment is by yourself with some music playing. The right environment might be the place that is the least erratic, because the vibe is everything. And so in this Pisces new moon energy, you just have to create the vibe that you want to be in. And don't let nobody fuck with that. The sun and the moon are reflecting each other. You can't see the moon, but you can feel it. You don't need to see the moon because the sun is shining. With this right here, don't get confused. Get inspired. Now you can't do that. My lady don't play no games. Let's not forget that. And I'm always respectful of that. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be me. You did. Plus, if we're going to talk Vedic for a second, I have Venus in Ashlesha. And for those of you that know anything about Vedic, Ashlesha is represented by the Nagas. That means the ladies that I attract are dragons that play no games. They will burn you up or drag you to the underworld. I've almost died a few times myself, but I love it. Go research the Nagas as far as Vedic culture. Go research Ashlesha and then research what Venus in Ashlesha means. And that will tell you something about the type of energy that I'm attracted to. And it'll tell you about the type of lady that my lady is. Yeah. Now, we have Mercury. Mercury is at 14 degrees of And with Mercury at 14 degrees of Aquarius, This is about thinking outside of the box. This is the ability to make adjustments being a matter of principle. That means you have to stay open. Because if you don't stay open, you might miss out on something important. But also understand, this is also a lot more stubborn of a mindset than a lot of people can admit. But it's stubborn in its open-mindedness. That's why Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. Because this is thinking outside of the box. This is intuition. This is where, man, I don't gotta figure it out because I know. I know. Now, Venus. Venus is at 1 degree of Aries. Oh yeah. So this right here is about the chase. And this ain't about no pretense or no games. It's about no. You know what it is because it's right here in your face. Do you want to taste it or not? See, my mama has Venus in Aries. Or she had Venus in Aries, God rest her soul. And sometimes I wish she didn't. Because she was always jumping into a situation with a motherfucker she don't know. Like, you don't know him. And she was a Pisces sun with Venus in Aries, so, you know. Come on, mama. See, Venus in Aries is impulsive. This is very impulsive energy. But it's also the type of energy where you just want what you want. And you want it when you want it. And you want it how you want it. When you want it. It's not the most patient of energy either. Now, with Venus in Aries, it's like if you want something, you might have to take it. It's not as forceful as Mars in Aries. Don't get that twisted. But with Venus in Aries, it's like, man, I want that shit so motherfucking bad. I might just grab it. Bite it. Yeah. These are desires that are ignited. Yeah. Hey, it's the Astro Girl Crave. Yeah, we in this thing. No, I don't like biting. I fucking hate biting. I'm just rhyming. I'm not a biter. I don't get out like that. None of that right there. So. But look. Venus is in Aries. I have Venus in Leo. That definitely is a trine. So I feel very comfortable in this energy. And as I've kind of spoken on, I have Aries ruling my 7th house with me being a Libra rising. So this is the type of energy that I'm very much attracted to. Like, I like that shit. And I'm used to it. I'm used to it. I will light that fire in you. I will awaken that desire in you. That's who I am. That's a part of my character. If I didn't, I wouldn't be me. At all. Just let that vibe seep in. Yeah. Now, let's talk about Mars. Because Mars is at 16 degrees of Gemini. And I'm so ready for Mars to get the fuck away from Gemini. Even though it's going into Cancer and that's a whole different problem on this zone, I'm ready for some different problems. I'm tired of the sloppiness that comes with Mars being in Gemini. Because with Mars in Gemini, that's the problem. Shit gets sloppy. The energy gets chaotic. Shit gets all over the place. People fucking up, making mistakes. Motherfuckers moving sloppy. Energy chaotic in the motherfucker, so you really don't know how to handle it. And it's like a little kid, you gotta keep your eye on it. And then when it comes to words, words take on a whole different energetic signature. So if you say some shit, you better stand on it. And if you stand on it, you might even die on it. Yeah, I'm in a whole different vibe, man. I told you. We on this motherfucking Sati shit. Something like that. I need everybody to hit the like button if you ain't even hit it yet. And understand, it's not about ego. No, this is about algorithm. It just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you ain't trying to hear what we trying to say, just let us get out to the next motherfucker who is. Something like that. But yeah. You ain't gotta spell it, R.E. Now, we not spelling it. We feeling it. Don't worry about spelling it. It's a time of reckoning for us, Pisces moon. Yeah, let me turn that down a little bit. Now, what's up, Ray Ray? We here for real. We didn't come to play. No. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Jupiter. Because we got Jupiter at 10 degrees of Aries. So this is about action. And see, Jupiter is conjunct to Chiron in Aries. So you also have to take accountability for your actions. So this means you're going to have to make conscious effort. Alright? Something like that. Oh, that's too loud. Yeah, just let that vibe hit you one more time. It goes right between your eyes, straight to that pineal gland in your mind. Yeah. See, somewhere beyond 444 megahertz is a vibration that hits you on every level. with Saturn, Saturn is now at 28 degrees of Aquarius. So as I said, as Saturn creeps closer to Pisces, the changes that are being made throughout the world are hitting on a whole different level. So that makes a whole different level of fear be awoken. And oh man, that's a dangerous slope to go down. See, fear can cause you to make survival-based decisions, which means that you're limiting yourself. Take it from me, I've experienced this. I had a situation that was created by fear make me jump up and go to my fucking hometown, which is the worst place for me to be spiritually. It's just downright dangerous for me. And I didn't realize that till I get there and I have no fucking help and I'm alone and I'm shell-shocked and I'm in this situation like, God, dog. But hey, just another perfect opportunity to grow. Now I know. I had to get the fuck away. Because it wasn't just freedom, it was my soul that was at play. Now, before we even get to Saturn in Pisces, we still have Saturn in Aquarius. And that means we're gonna have, like, let's say a whole nother month, probably. At least 3 more weeks that we're gonna be in this Saturn in Aquarius energy. And basically, once again, do not let the way that the world is cause you to be selfish. Don't let the way that the world is cause you to have a closed mind. Because you doing that is only going to make the situation worse for you. Instead, you have to learn how to work with the energy. See, Saturn is not only time or fears, it's also work and duty and responsibility. And so, when you look at this and you are really living in that Saturn energy right there, then what you have to do with Saturn being in Aquarius is get empirical, get disciplined. Start trying to plan for a way for you to work with that energy more healthily. And that'll really help. All of that. Now, if I don't die, because that shit right there was some fire. Let's talk about Uranus. Because Uranus is now at 15 degrees of Taurus. I appreciate you too, Sterling Stills. I love you too. But with Uranus at 15 degrees of Taurus, hey, look at this. There's no way for you to feel comfortable. There's no way for you to feel stable because everything is changing. And that's definitely affecting the economics of the world. So Taurus is definitely present in all different forms here. Whether it's the ability for us to feel safe being affected by these crazy times we're in, and Uranus shaking things up, or whether it's the ability for us to get stable financially because things are steadily changing. The gas prices themselves fluctuate wildly from one season to the next, to where there's no way for you to really properly really plan for anything come up. And so that right there is crazy, you know. The way that people are moving and the way that the world is changing, you can only really assess your own personal situation individually. Pardon me, I said person. I don't know what I was about to say, but anyway, you can only really assess your own personal situation individually. And that means taking inventory of what you have to work with probably every single day. And that's not just from a financial standpoint, that's also from a value standpoint. How far are you willing to go? What are you willing to do? Because ultimately, your values are going to be changing as you grow and mature and you go through these things that are unexpected in life. You have people that are used to a certain lifestyle, right? Well, because of the times that we're in, they are not able to live the lifestyle that they're accustomed to. So you're going to see people that are going to really be assessing their values, and they're going to be willing to do things that they normally wouldn't be willing to do. And then you're going to see other people who, because of their principles, they're never going to change what they do. And because they're never going to change what they do, these times are going to be incredibly chaotic for them. Because they're not willing to adjust. See, Taurus is stubborn. Uranus does horrible in Taurus because Taurus doesn't want to make changes. Taurus doesn't want to move. It's the stubbornness of all of the energies. And Uranus does great in Scorpio because Scorpio is willing to make deep adjustments because Scorpio represents deep transformations. But on the contrary, with Uranus and Taurus, motherfuckers that are stuck in their ways, they're going to take big losses. People that are willing to assess themselves and change their value system are probably going to come out a lot differently. Changing your values is not always for the worse. For me, I've seen my values change incredibly throughout this time. Maybe it's because my vertex is in Taurus, in my 8th house. So the way that life has played out for me, I've seen myself change really deeply over the last few years that Uranus has been in Taurus, because it's like my values have changed. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, fuck that. I'm a good man. And that means something to me. That's what I value. I value people respecting me. I value people looking up to me. I do not give a damn about being no motherfucking player. I don't give a damn about how much money I'm making, really, either. I'm about the impact. It's about the impact. That's what that is. Now, Neptune. Neptune is at 24 degrees of Pisces now. And with Neptune in Pisces, it's easy to get caught up in the confusion and the disillusion and the image of it all. To get caught up in that bullshit ass reality that we have created through social media. Like, what's crazy is we used to have social media and have these type of platforms as a distraction from real life. But now, as we've gotten to the depths of this Neptune and Pisces culture, we now have to take a break from social media and just try to get back to real life. I don't know how many times I've seen people say that, man, I gotta take a break from this shit and get back to real life. That's what happens. Because what's real isn't what matters. What matters is what's posted. And that is Neptune and Pisces culture. Spirituality is a fad now. What should be something that connects us to the divine is now just, once again, big business. It's big business. I'm in this business myself. It's highly lucrative. But sometimes through all of this, you're gonna have to ask yourself, what really matters? What really matters? Because the external is always gonna be a projection or a collection of projections. That means the answers are always within. And that's the truth of Pisces also. And Neptune is at home in Pisces, so this is not a bad energy. You just can't get caught up in the appearance of shit. You can't get caught up in the externals. No, you have to trust that the answers are within. You got to trust that you have a main line to the divine inside of you. And that will always be the guide that gets you through. Always. Now, let's talk about Pluto. Because Pluto is now at what I call that anorexic and eretic degree. And that means it's at 29 degrees of Capricorn. And that means we're at a place where all you have is what you need. That's all you gonna get is the bare motherfucking minimum. And you gotta bring the rest. The universe is gonna supply you with the bare minimum. And are you gonna stress or are you gonna be at your best? And that's the truth of Capricorn. And that's the question that comes with the 29th degree of Capricorn, because your feelings don't fucking matter. They are there. And they exist, but they are not important. Not right now. What's important is how you manage this. What's important is what you can use. And so if shit ain't useful, you got to get rid of it right now. As Pluto gets ready to go into Aquarius, we're going to experience a tremendous change of pace and energy. And hey, I'm telling you, If you can't feel something coming, you got to be foolish. You can see it coming. Watch the news. And the news lies to you. But watch the skies. The skies ain't going to lie. We're about to experience some crazy shit. And I'm not probably speaking on aliens per se. No. What I'm speaking on is war, like I've been telling you. You think all of these things flying over the United States, these spy balloons, UFOs that they're shooting down, you think they're just doing that for nothing? You think that shit is for nothing? You think it's... No, it's a distraction. And if it's a distraction, then there's something worse coming. I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I don't like to fearmonger. But they finna drop something real on us, man. America. I'm letting you know. For the people that's not in America, you can sit back and watch and observe because I'm letting you know how it's about to play out. America is about to get hit with something that they're not ready for. Because if whatever is happening with these crafts coming into American airspace, whoever is sending these crafts would not allow them to be seen or detected openly if they were not trying to distract you from something else, or if they were not openly disrespecting you, letting you know it's coming before it comes. It's unprecedented. I don't give a fuck what your political views are. That's the truth of it. If you can't see it coming, whatever it is, then you got to be out of your mind. And even if it's not that, then it's going to be something crazy. It's something Aquarian, right? It's something that's definitely going to be trippy revelation. Whatever it is. So we're coming into a place where things are about to be different. So you got to really understand that there's a lot of shit that you've gotten used to that is not useful to you. And that shit don't serve you no more. And so with Pluto at this last degree of Capricorn here, you got to assess what you really have to work with. Because if not, you're just adding stress to yourself, and stress. When you stress, it makes it real hard to see that you're truly blessed. When you are truly blessed. Because you signed up for this. This is what you wanted for you. I truly believe that. Heather Nielsen, the commissioner, what's up? Yeah, I truly believe that. It's time. You got to get real. You got to get rational. You got to start making logical decisions. As Pluto gets into Aquarius, shit is only going to get weirder. And then it's going to retrograde back into Capricorn. So we're going to see some more hard times. Shit gets weird. We see more hard times. Then shit gets weird for real. That's what happens now. This is the process. Shit gets radical and weird for a month or two. We get a little taste of what we might see, as we've already been seeing. Then shit gets harder because shit got radical, and there's just oh no, what are we gonna do? And then shit gets weird for real. We'll be all right. We'll be all right, though. Now, let's talk about Chiron.
because Chiron is now at 13 degrees of Aries. And with Chiron in Aries, bruh, you just got to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable for the decisions that are happening in your life, and you're making sure that you're actively addressing your own problems. Because if you're doing that, then, hey, you're going to see yourself being awoken to situations that you probably didn't realize were affecting you the way that they were. And through addressing them actively and taking actions against those, you're able to feel more empowered and be more free and independent to move forward in your life. That's the way Chiron works. So with Chiron in Aries, it's going to work through you actively addressing your problems. For me, this is in my 6th and 7th house. So actively addressing my habits, and then actively addressing this legal stuff even. That's going to be something that is very, very important for me, even with Jupiter here. So that's stuff that I got to really look at myself. Yeah, we still in this thing. Like a long ding-a-lang. Now, the Black Moon Lilith is now at 4 degrees of Leo. So shit can definitely get dramatic. Motherfuckers can definitely get egotistical. Your pride can get in the way of the lesson that you need to learn. You might see yourself being a little bit more selfish. But see, this is about growth, baby. See, you do the most, and then you take a look at it and you get growth. As the Black Moon Lilith kind of comes into an active trine with Chiron, you kind of see this stuff where shit gets real and shit blows up, and then you can look at your actions and really see things take on a whole different case once you're able to hold yourself accountable. And you get like, damn, I be tripping, but I'm also so powerful. I'm also so me. And in being so me, I'm the star of my motherfucking show. I ain't never been no NPC. So through actively addressing your actions, you learn how to put yourself in the forefront in a healthy way with the Black Moon Lilith and Leo. And that's how you work with that energy. Somebody hit the like button one time for me if you ain't did it yet. Let me turn it up just a little bit. Just let that vibe hit you. Yeah. I don't know if they thought I was gone and I was dead or something. No, not me. Just neck deep in this Sati. Now, let's talk about the North and the South Node, because those are at 6 degrees of Taurus and Scorpio respectively. So, once again, the universe is imploring you to assess your values. Do you value your safety? If you value your safety, you need to get yourself somewhere safe and sit your ass down. Because there's the other end to this spectrum where shit gets chaotic. Where there's this intensity of feeling that you are always searching for that seems to always get you into trouble. And the thing is, you're always going there. And every time you do, you're gambling with your life. We've seen it play out actively in a lot of situations publicly. So what this means is, with the South Node in Scorpio, your old ways, they're no longer healthy for you. Matter of fact, they're downright dangerous. The people you used to fuck with, you probably should stay the fuck away from them too. Because they don't have your best interests at heart. The shit that you used to do, it ain't gonna hit the same. Matter of fact, you could try to do the same thing that you used to do and die doing it. My sister did it. That's how it goes, man. And you talking to a brother that knows, man. That's true. Now, as far as aspects go, we have the moon square to Mars and sextile to Uranus for these next few hours. So what that represents is hypersensitivity and uber creativity. Now, the hypersensitivity can cause problems for you. But with this being moon in Pisces square to Mars in Gemini, there's also a creative level that can be reached that is damn near fertile. See, my daddy was a Gemini and my mama was a Pisces. So when you see that energy, you can see that that energy is one of the most creative energies that there is. It's fertily creative, but it's also incredibly toxic because that energy right there can have you going in circles. See, that's a Kanye West type of energy. That Gemini Sun Pisces Moon energy. That's Kendrick Lamar. That's that shit where it gets confusing, but it also gets creative. So with the moon square to Mars, but sextile to Uranus, if you can just calm down, then you can use this energy to really see something created beautifully in your life. Whether it be a situation, whether it be an actual creation, or whatever it is. You just got to learn how to calm down and use it. And that means take the time to get lost in the music. See, with the moon square to Mars, and the moon being in Pisces and Mars being in Gemini, what that represents is hypersensitivity and uber creativity. And the sextile to Uranus just says, calm down, and let's use this. If not, you can definitely be lazy and let it waste. That's the other side of Taurus. The sextile is a great energy if you choose to use it positively, but you have to choose to use it. It's not natural like a trine. It's not automatic. So that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. Now, Mercury is trine to Mars, but sextile to Chiron and square to Uranus. So what this is right here. that bitch right there, vibes. That's that late night hype. See, with Mercury trying to Mars, that means your intuition is on 10, but it also means you're being a lot more direct in the way that you're addressing things. There's no need to beat around the bush. No. There's no need for that. But with it also being sextile to Chiron in Aries, and you being straight up and you not beating around the bush, you might be able to see and address a situation that you otherwise might have avoided. And then also with this being square to Uranus, understand stubbornness won't work. With this being square to Uranus and Taurus, you can't just shut the fuck up. No, you gotta speak. Shutting the fuck up ain't gonna help you right now. No. This is Mercury in Aquarius. If you speak, you will seek and find the answers. Mercury is exalted in Aquarius for a reason, so being outside of the box just means all you gotta do is talk. I don't think y'all hear me though. Nothing like that. Turn it back down. So, Venus is also sextile to Pluto. I just thought about that. And so, with Venus sextile to Pluto, there are powerful forces at play when it comes to relationships and money. Now, that could represent power struggles for some people, but if you're using this energy actively and you're taking actions, because this is Venus now in Aries in a separating sextile with Pluto and Capricorn. If you're being patient and moving consciously, then you might be able to make that move that puts you in the right place. But you can't sit back. Ain't no relax. No. No. You gotta get it. And that's what that was. And also understand Jupiter is conjunct to Chiron in Aries. So as I was telling you a little bit earlier, this is about conscious efforts. This is about accountable actions. If you're taking actions and you're holding yourself accountable for the actions you're taking, and that means being conscious in the effort that you're making, then you're going to be willing to make changes in your life that are going to really be forward looking and forward moving. And you're going to be able to really see progress on the other end of this transit. But you can't hold back or wait. No. That's real. Yeah. We in this thing. The music is everything, ain't it? See, that's that Pisces moon. And we're going to be here for a little while. And I think that's all I got to say about the transits. So, with that being said, I'm gonna open the floor up for a little bit. And in doing so, I need y'all to understand, we on the late night hype. It's one of me, it's several of y'all. So, I'm gonna answer your questions to the best of my ability. But if I miss your question, that doesn't mean I skipped you or I ignored you. It just means I missed your question. So what you gotta do is either ask the question again or hit the super chat, and that way I never miss your question. And then it'll be a fair energetic exchange. But either way it goes, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help you. Because for me, as a Pisces moon, that's just a matter of being. That's the vibe that I live in. And so, now, we're gonna be here for at least 40 more minutes. Let's make the most of it. And I'll probably be back sometime before the end of the week, but I ain't gonna speak or plan because we in this Sade Sati energy. So when I'm coming creeping. So that means you'll never know. You'll feel it. You'll get the notification. God bless you too. Something falling apart in my freezer over there. Vibe. Just let that vibe seep in. Tinkerbell, you said, do I know about the planet Eris? It's the only first house placement that you have. Eris isn't a planet, but I do know about Eris a little bit. But what I would prefer you to do is ask one of the astrologers that specialize with asteroids, because they're going to be able to tell you a lot more about Eris and Eros, because me personally, those are not things that I have typically followed, because I have tended to be more of a traditional astrologer. And it wasn't until the last probably 2 years that I've even knew anything about asteroids whatsoever, because I really didn't find them important before that. Now, as I've grown in my understanding here recently and gotten out of my own stubborn mindset, my own Mercury and Leo mindset, I've actually seen that there is a lot to be learned and appreciated when you're incorporating asteroids into your chart. But that doesn't mean that I go to asteroid number 247 and say, oh, that's the asteroid Lips. And if you look at that asteroid Lips and you see it's in this sign, that will tell you what kind of size of lips that you have, and if your lips are sexy. Like, I don't believe in all that shit that some people do with the asteroids, but I do really like to incorporate the ones that are of prominence and the ones that are obviously having a tremendous effect on people in their own way. But I'm also not about all of the subtleties either. Now, T. Hannah, you said you don't know a lot about astrology. What does it mean to have a conjunction of a planet? It means that they're within 5 degrees of each other, that they're that close to each other, that they're either right on top of each other or that with they're in 5 or some people would say up to 8 degrees, but I only keep it from 6 or 5 degrees and lower as a true conjunction. And it really changes the realm of influence is going to change with the planetary gravitational pull, really, in a certain way, if you really want to look at it. And that just means there's really a different realm of influence with certain conjunctions as far as how close they can be and how much of an effect they're going to have because of the realm of influence that that planet kind of has. Because some are not going to be as prominent as others. And it really just depends how and what's dominant within your chart personally. Beyond that. Tinkerbear said you heard that Eris was a dwarf planet. I mean, I don't. That's why I wouldn't know the difference, to be honest with you. And that's why I wasn't able to answer your question. And I'm somebody that stays in my own lane. I am an expert and I'm the best at what I do. But when I go beyond that, I would have to learn a lot more before I would be able to actively and honestly answer questions in a confident way that really is complementary to my gifts. So yeah. What's up, Jaden? What's cracking, G? What's going down in Australia right now, bro? Welcome, Jaden. Him and his mates are in Australia and they don't fuck around. They the motherfucking outlaws of the outback and they ain't playing no games. They slapping kangaroos, whooping wallabies. They don't give a damn. Y'all know what's giving me started. Y'all for real. Y'all gonna have these all the motherfucking Australia ready to bang on me. And you know what? It might be Australia sending these spy balloons and shit, because nobody would really expect Australia to pull no shit like that. Like, they be thinking Australia don't have no beef with nobody just because they down there doing their thing. They think the Australians are just out there, searching out animals and shit. No, I heard her. It might be Australia sending the motherfucking crabs. This nigga Jaden been in a spot the whole time. Jaden, you said, in your reading, I said, if your artistic talents come to full bloom, it'll be in the realm of people. Can I clarify what that means? You must have some 11th house shit going on with your Leo stuff, right? Or you got some other stuff going on? I don't know what placement I was talking about. So, depending on what placement I was speaking on specifically, I would have to know more to clarify that. And plus, I didn't know you then. So I'm kind of wondering. Was I wrong? I'm just playing. No, I'm just giving you a hard time. I was talking about a Neptune and Venus aspect. I don't fucking know, bro. I mean, I would have to look at your chart again specifically. Ask me in an email and I'll get you. Or did you already ask me in an email and I didn't say nothing? I have to look at it again. I have to look at your chart personally, bro, because I wouldn't have to know what I said to really be honest with you and tell you what I meant by that. I would have to know specifically what aspect I was talking about. Tinkerbell, you said Libra Sun directly conjunct the 8th house cusp. So, first of all, there's this thing where sometimes you fear being by yourself. But there's also, at the same time, at the times that you're forced to rely on yourself, where you see yourself come out the most empowered, because you're able to, at that time, find the balance and the difference between what you want and need and everything that's going on from the influence of everybody else. And so, in times of the greatest test in your life, or crisis, or those deep, deep moments, you're forced to find a balance between your need to trust in yourself and make the right decisions and your desire to have somebody make a choice for you. And those are always critical moments with that. Stellar Van Wagoner, where it was. You said your baby daddy is from the Shy and he stay giving you a hard time. I ain't gonna say it. I was gonna start some shit, but I ain't gonna start. I'm a grown person and I'm trying to be spiritual. And we gonna keep it like that. We're out finna start some shit. Cause ain't nobody scared of Chicago. No. We ain't scared. Well, Tinkerbell, not only do you need a time alone to recharge because you are so connected to other people with that Libra there, and you are so aware of what other people need and what's going on with them, but you also have to get alone time by yourself to judge what needs to happen in your own life, free from everybody else's influence. And that right there is really going to help you. Can I describe Leo Sun, Gemini Moon, and Aquarius Rising? Well, I damn sure can, because I happen to have a son that is a Leo Sun and Gemini Moon. Now, he's not an Aquarius Rising, he's a Virgo Rising, but he has Jupiter in Aquarius, so he has a big Aquarian type energy. And so, first of all, you are definitely a people person. And in being a people person, like, you're the type of person who instills confidence in other people, whether it be because they're involved with you or be because you really help them out in their lives in certain ways. You really instill confidence in other people. And when it comes to the emotional nature of that Gemini Moon, or whoever has this Gemini Moon, for them, it's really hard to know how they feel, because how they feel is always changing. So they can see themselves kind of talking around the emotions, more than actually feeling emotions, or thinking about how they feel more than actually feeling how they feel. And it's just so hard for them because it's always changing. So they're always looking back in retrospective, like, what was that? And, oh, this is this, and this is this. And so having to rationalize their thoughts and having to really be so changeable, it means that the environment that they're in is also incredibly important to the people with this right here. So if they can be in a good environment that's calming and not alarming, then they're going to be able to find confidence, and they're going to be able to be the type of person that creates a type of unique vibe that people really want to enjoy. So they're the type of person that likes to see other people win. They're the type of people that is also cool, and they have a certain light within themselves that shines through kind of like a mirror in other people. And so they instill confidence in other people. So through that, they're able to create some very unique bonds with all of those placements there. Now, Diamond Henry, you said, can I talk about Leo North Node in the 12th house conjunct your Leo rising? Yes. Your confidence is everything, and you got to learn that it's about you this time in your life. And only time by yourself is going to be able to give you that. And then you'll see it play out through your ascendant after that. But through time by yourself, you're going to be able to really recognize how unique you are away from everybody else, and that you don't need everybody else. Your confidence comes from something that is divinely inside of yourself. And so once you feel that and you become connected to that, then you see this flame get lit under you that never goes out, because this is fixed fire. And so that kind of transports out into your Leo rising, and then you have the confidence to be this person that has a divine light that shines inside of them, because it comes from the 12th house. And the 12th house is something that comes from something that's beyond self, something that's connected to something that is truly divine. Yeah. My hat feels all crooked and shit. We'll be all right. North Node in the 5th house. With your North Node in the 5th house, I would say that shit was crazy. They tripping. With your North Node in the 5th house. Am I being loud? Do I have music up or something? Maybe I'm being too loud. Hey, y'all, I'm finna have to go. I think I'm being too loud, and I don't want there to be any shit. So, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all in a couple of days. All right? Whatever that was. I don't want it to be too late, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody. So, I'm going to go and go ahead and end it for now, just to make sure that there's no trouble. All right? So, we done with that. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.